Remember Amiibo? I certainly do. I have quite enough of them to really fill up a shelf, and I'm at the point now where I'm kind of just keeping them in a bucket. These things blew up like crazy. When they were first announced, it just seemed like another cash grab sort of Skylanders ripoff, but it soon became so much more. From unlockable abilities in games, to costumes, to just people hoarding Rosalina online, it was a very interesting ride. And along the way, I picked up quite a bit of this plastic, and here we are. Today I want to show you guys my Amiibo collection. So let's just get into it and open up with the more useless ones. Animal Crossing is a series that is near and dear to my heart. I've been playing these games since I was in middle school, and that's quite a long time ago. When the first one came out, I was a young boy, and here I am now, a grown man, still playing this adorable game. I'm super excited that there's a new game, but the Amiibo kind of fell to the wayside. They're really kind of useless in it, and they were always pretty useless because the only thing they could be used for the most part, was a terrible, terrible game that nobody should have bought. Shame on you, Nintendo. But here's Tom Nook. We've also got Reese, and of course his lovely wife, Cyrus. These two are the alpacas that run the retail store in the Animal Crossing New Leaf game, which of course is not in the new game, and I'm pretty annoyed with it. These two were the original crafters, and this is why DIYs are a thing in the new Animal Crossing, in my opinion at least. And here's our boy Rover, a longtime creep who constantly stares at you and asks you about the town that you're going to in the beginning of the games, who was also absent from the new game, which kind of upsets me. Here is Digby, which is Isabelle's brother, who is featured pretty prominently in the Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer game. Decent game, but, you know, another beta test for stuff that they wanted to use in the new game. And here's Lottie. I actually really liked Lottie a lot, which is no pun intended. She is an otter, and she was also in Happy Home Designer. As you can tell by her red coat, she was another person who sold homes and tried to help renovate them. And I'm really sad to not see her in the new game either. Here is Isabelle, of course, in her fall getup, as you can see by her little cardigan and green skirt and all that. It's a really adorable little figure, actually. I do like this one quite a bit. Everything here is really clean and nice. I actually have a scratch on mine, it would seem. This also came with the board game that they released for the Wii U. Another shout out to that terrible game. Here is the ever-famous guitar-playing dog, KK Slider, complete with guitar and tree stump for him to sit on. As you can see, all of the Animal Crossing characters have this cute little base where it actually shows the grass pattern beneath them, which I do rather like. And here is Mabel, the hedgehog of the Able sisters. It's either Mabel or Sable. Yeah, because the older sister is Label. She's the one that moved to the city. But either way, she's an adorable character. I do like this Amiibo. It's really cute. But, I mean, that's really all there is to say. Perhaps one of my favorite Amiibos from the Animal Crossing series is one of my favorite Animal Crossing characters. Cap'n is such a great character. I don't really like his getup here, but, I mean, it's cute enough. I do like the way that they made this Amiibo. It actually looks really good. It's very clean and cute. And you can see his little shell here on the back. Super cute. There's his dish on his head. Of course, he is a kappa, which is a Japanese monster, essentially, like a yokai. So he's kind of a folklore creature. Very cool. Always loved him and his songs that he would sing for me on the boat. And finally, the most famous of the characters would be Villager, because, yeah, he's kind of where it all starts, right? Him and Tom Nook and Rover, I guess, are probably the main guys. But, yeah, this is actually from the Smash Brothers series, as you can tell by the base. He's a super cute little character. I love him a lot. I'm really glad that I got him. He's not part of this set, but, you know, what are you going to do? He's part of the Animal Crossing team, so there he is. And that's all of those guys. I originally got these just because I was excited to see Animal Crossing figures. I didn't realize these things were going to be worth basically nothing, because after that game flopped so hard, these things went to bargain bins. You could find them at like Five Below. You know, I should have started this with what might be the most useless Amiibo, and probably the one that's worth the least. It's our boy right here, Chibi Robo. It's a cute little figure and all. It's actually pretty heavy because there's a lot going on here. This is a pretty large Amiibo when you consider it. But yeah, this came with some DS game exclusively. You could buy him separately from what I can understand. Either way, this thing is worth nothing. That game was worth nothing. I don't even know why I bought it. I was just buying anything at the time. This is another common Amiibo that I feel like a lot of people have seen. It's really cool though. I've always really liked this Amiibo. It's actually a little pipe with Mario jumping out of it in his classic 8-bit style, but of course done in a 3D manner. Super, super unique Amiibo. I really liked this. I actually really wanted the one with the other colors where it's more modern, where his suspenders are actually blue, and it looks like a modern day Mario. But that one's a little harder to find. I don't even remember where I found this, but I do rather like it, and it's a great shelf piece to just kind of sit around. Also very large and heavy. Let's get another useless amiibo out of the way because I feel like a lot of people got this because they bought the remake. But here is Wolf, Link, and Midna from The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess Remake, the remaster that came out on the Wii U. Another game that I didn't really play at all, but I got it just because. And yeah, I mean, this amiibo is pretty cool. The base is nice. It actually has the Hylian crest right there. And they actually look pretty good. The details are really decent on this. Like, Midna's crown actually has all of that little kind of detail and relic to it that you can see when I get a little closer. Super, super nice. There's a lot of etching in on Link's fur. I guess I was going to call it skin, but it actually looks pretty good. The eyes are a little goofy on that, but that's just a problem with the design of Wolf Link. But yeah, this one looks pretty good. There's some clear plastic on the back of the hand hair, and it seems to be beckoning us. But yeah, this is a neat amiibo. Like I said, though, I just really don't care about this Zelda game that much. Another series of amiibos that is pretty common is the Splatoon series. I actually got these in a 3-pack the day they came out. I hunted them down and I went to the specific Target that actually had them. So let's take a look at the Inklings Squid. Very cool. You're a kid now, you're a squid now. I really like this one a lot, actually. The effect of the paint splattering up and the thing jumping out. This is a really smart way to do this figure because it's kind of hard to imagine how they could suspend him mid-air to make him look like a proper squid without it being kind of awkward, and they did it in a great way where he's just jumping out. And then of course we have the Inkling Boy, which is pretty cool, I guess. It's the pretty common issue boy character. Very nice details though. Everything here is pretty clean. I actually can't really complain too much about this one, which really does surprise me because some of the earlier ones had some kind of questionable quality to them, but this looks pretty good. And they even have that clear plastic so you can see the ink inside of his ink tank, which I think is a really cool detail, and I didn't expect it of something like this. And of course, the classic Inkling Girl. This is great. This is actually pretty much perfect. The only thing that I don't like about this one is the Splattershot tank looks really weird, like compared to the rest of the figure. It looks like a totally different type of plastic, and it just looks wrong to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. The face is okay. She kind of looks like she has to fart, but I mean, whatever. That could just be me being stupid. But either way, I think that the shoes and the legs, everything here looks really good and clean. Nothing like wrong or no paint errors and stuff like that, which is very surprising again. They even got the logo on the back of her shirt, which is another surprising thing. And again, you have the clear ink tank, which looks super cool. You can see the ink in there. Very nice. I especially like the gradient effect on the tentacles. That's actually really surprising they got that so decent. But you didn't think I would stop there, right? Because no, of course I had to get even more. No, I actually have the two very own Squid Sisters. Yes, I got these in the 2-pack when they came out. I think I might have pre-ordered them because they were kind of a big deal when they came out. I was really excited because, well, I loved the Splatoon so much, and specifically, of course, I love Marie. She's just adorable. She's super lethargic looking, super cute. You know, stay fresh, all that good stuff, off the hook, whatever. You know, these guys are great. Callie's cool. She actually was a lot cooler in Splatoon 2. But yeah, the details on these are great. As you can see, there's actually like a cool sparkly effect on the plastic of the dress. And I gotta say, I don't remember Marie having such a fat booty. I mean, I thought this was like a kid's game, but whatever. You can even see like the laces on the back of her, I guess, corset almost. Super cool. The ink splatter is really nice. All of them look great. These actually both look really, really wonderful. Super clean, great details. I love the mix of the kind of transparent plastic and all that stuff with, you know, the gradient effects on it. These are just done really well. Another kind of random one before I get into all the Smash Brothers ones is, of course, our boy, Shovel Knight. I love Shovel Knight. I love the game so much. It was a lot of fun. The base is actually cool. You can see there's a little icon of Shovel Knight on the base. It's kind of hard to see, but this is a nice amiibo. It's actually pretty clean looking. I like it. There's not too much painting, so they really couldn't screw up too much. There's a little bit of bleed on some of the paint, but it's a fair looking amiibo. I like it. Now, what I will say is recently I saw the 3-pack of King Knight, Spectre Knight, and Plague Knight. And God, those look terrible. They look so cheap. I mean, this one's not the best, but damn sure ain't the worst, and it doesn't look anywhere near as bad as those ones. Really upset to see that because King Knight, I didn't even think they would ever make anything of him, and I really wanted that amiibo, but it absolutely sucks. Now let's move on to some Pokemon, because I have, ya boy, I have Charizard. He's a pretty rare one from what I can understand. I've seen him go online for decent prices. I actually imported mine from Japan, haha. Just so you know, they're a lot easier to get sometimes from Japan. Well, at least they were for a long time. I'm not sure if they're really as big anymore, so they're kind of come and go, really. Fun fact, his name is Lizardon in Japanese. Lizardon. Next up, we got very popular boy. What's his name? Lucario? Lucario. He's pretty decent looking. I mean, his pose is kind of hard to show him from the side without not really getting much. You show him from the front, you still don't really get too much. Either way, this one's okay. I think it's kind of lazy because as you can see, all the tuft on his chest is completely, like, it's textured, but there's no color to it whatsoever. So this one looks really cheap to me. This is one of the only amiibo that I bought off eBay on like aftermarket. Everything else I bought in stores. Like legit, anything else on this table so far is a figure that I got in a store. So yeah, this is the only one that I went online to find because I could never find it in a store. And I love Jigglypuff. She's actually one of my mains in Smash, so I had to get this. Fun fact, her name is actually Pudin in Japanese. Next one is a pretty popular Pokemon, recently voted the most popular Pokemon via a Japanese poll, but this is ya boy Greninja, or Kogekko, I believe. Pretty cool. He's a frog ninja. Kogekko. He's a cool guy. He's got a big tongue for a scarf. Very popular character. Not that fun to play in Smash, to be honest. I think he's kind of boring. But, yeah, he's pretty cool. He looks nice. He looks okay. I feel like he's missing some shading. Kind of lazy, but whatever. He looks fine. I like the pose. It's actually pretty dope. I believe this was my first amiibo, if I'm not mistaken, because this is an old main of mine, our boy Pikachu. Otherwise known as Pikachu in Japanese. Very great. This is actually a lot better condition than I thought. Like, this was my first amiibo. I thought he might have been a little scratched, but he looks great. This Pikachu looks awesome. It's just a nice Pikachu figure. Very solid. No shading, really, but, you know, clean enough. Looks good. And finally, from the Pokemon set, one of the best Pokemon ever. My favorite Pokemon. You know already. It's ya boy, Mewtwo. Mewtwo, the Psychic Beast. He's awesome. I love him. He looks super cool. This one's pretty much perfect. It actually does seem to have a little bit of shading in it. So this one I respect a bit more of the Smash series, because as you can see on the chest here, there's some shading right beneath his pecs, and in the corners of his eyes, I believe that is actually just a bit of a shading effect in his eye as well. This one looks super clean, really nice, looks great the way that it is. You know, this is one of the better looking Pokemon ones, so I'm happy to see this. Everything else is just kind of a free-for-all. I actually have quite a few of the Smash series because I love Smash. This is Dark Pit. This one, I don't know if it's really that rare, but I hardly ever saw any of these amiibos in stores in America. But one day I went, and they had so many different amiibo that I didn't have yet. And I lost my mind and just bought a ton of them. And I probably should have just kept them in boxes because a few of them, from what I understand, are a little bit more rare. I don't even want this amiibo, but it came in the 3-pack, so of course I got it. I was mad that it wasn't exclusive to Petco, so, you know. Really big screw up on your part, Nintendo. The big smudge of dirt on him or something. Maybe it was duck poop. You can't go wrong with this little chubby, cute boy right here. Complete in clown car. Love Bowser Jr., super cute character. Not one of my favorites to play in Smash, but just a great character overall, super adorable. This one looks really clean despite it being pretty simple. It doesn't really have any shading or anything from what I can tell, but it just looks nice. I don't know, I think the colors just really help this one stand out a lot. So yeah, gotta love Bowser Jr. Next up is one of my favorite characters. You know him, you love him, your boy, Bowser, otherwise known as Koopa in Japanese. Very awesome character. This is a super huge amiibo. This is very heavy. It's actually one of my more favorite ones just because of how cool it looks. It's just a really badass Bowser. He looks awesome in Smash, really, but Yeah, this is nice. There's a lot of different stuff going on. There's kind of a metallic sheen on his shell that's not on his spikes. His skin, of course, actually does have some shading on the scales, which I respect quite a bit, even in his hair as well. This one was really lovingly crafted, which is something that I can't say about some of the others, so this is a great one. Another part of the 3-pack is your boy, the robotic operating buddy, Rob. And this one actually is pretty darn nice. I wasn't expecting it because it was part of the 3-pack and the Duck Hunt dog looks kind of crappy. I mean, he's okay. But still, this one actually looks pretty nice. They even did a later variant where you could get him in his Famicom colors, which is pretty cool. I don't have that one. But yeah, this is nice, and I do rather like it. There's a lot going on here. The eyes are especially what are striking to me because they kind of have a nice sort of transparency to them that you can really only see in the light. Looks super cool. Looks really accurate. And yeah, it even has a little gap right here. You can even see there's some detail inside underneath it. What does he look like? Rip him off the base and find out. No thanks. Another one is our boy, Falco Lombardi from Starfox. Wow. Great amiibo here. Love this guy. Looks super good, super clean. Very nice. Lots of shading and a lot of effect with the way that they texture him. Super nice amiibo, actually. A very nice one. Very underrated, I would say, too, because I didn't know this was this nice until I'm looking at it like right now under a fine eye, and this is a good-looking one. You can't do your boy Falco without doing your boy Fox, one of the classic characters. I love playing as either Fox or Falco or Wolf. They're all really fun characters. I love the Starfox guys. I love Starfox in general. It's just a great series. This is another really nice amiibo. Same reasons as Falco. Texturing is great. Shading is great. Sculpting is perfect. Pose is awesome. This one, maybe not quite as much of a classic because it's Link and he has his big pillar of P. This one was pretty hotly contested when it originally came out. People were like, are you serious? You gave him a big yellow pillar of all things. I do kind of question why they went with yellow. Why didn't they just make it clear? That was kind of the only way they get him to stand properly. Either way, this is like not the nicest amiibo, but it certainly isn't the ugliest. For the scale, it actually works pretty well. Everything here is decent, but I'm not seeing that much in like shading or anything, though the textures on this thing are pretty good. Spot on for Link, but unfortunately it just isn't really that nice. Man, this one was hard to focus on. Either way, this is your boy Game & Watch. He's actually the third of the 3 in the 3-pack, which is weird because he actually comes with additional, like, inserts. I don't know why they did this, but his base is the only one that is detachable from the character, which kind of is, like, a cool way to make custom ones if you wanted to. But either way, you can actually plug in the other characters if you're not an idiot like me, and I'm just dumb, so I can't seem to do this right. But there you have the hammer version of him as well. There he is, just sort of dancing a jig. Oh, and there's actually a fourth one. This one's pretty big. It's the giant parachute, which that's cool. I mean, it's Game & Watch, really. What could you have done to make this look any better? I think this one's kind of bad because there's a lot of gaps that they had to fill in with black, and it looks kind of crappy. But either way, I mean, it was an interesting concept, so I appreciate them doing so much with it. Another one that I imported from overseas is one of my favorite characters, King DDD. This is the other one, the actual Smash one, because there's one for some Kirby game that isn't as nice. Honestly, I think this one's so much nicer than that one, mainly because it has way more detail. You can see that he actually has like proper texturing on his hammer. The hammer looks really cool actually, and it's all just like a great representation of DDD. His robes have that texture to the cuffs and everything. Super nice. The colors here work really well. This is probably the heaviest amiibo, I think, in this whole thing, like next to the Mario. This is like the heaviest one, and I don't know why. He's solid as hell. Another one that I couldn't ever seem to find until I found it with all the others at that one sprint was this guy, Lil Mac. Lil Mac's all right. I mean, the amiibo looks good. He's like super detailed as far as the sculpting. The muscles look really clean, and it's actually really damn nice. The shading is actually there too. There's a little bit of shading. I don't know why. This one's really simple though, so like it's kind of hard to be like, oh, this is nice, because it's just literally like some dude in boxing gloves. So it's like, what did you have to do? You really didn't have to do much. Should have put him in his pink hoodie. Oh, here's another one that I imported from overseas. A very popular one, actually. This one seems to be pretty rare. Not really. It's like it's not worth a ton, but I've never seen it in a store. This is your boy Ike from Fire Emblem. Super cool. Awesome character. This one is kind of bad. Like, if you look at his face, that face is awful. Like, that is so terrible. But everything else is good. I mean, his scale is the problem. When you consider what he looks like and then what Link looks like, it kind of makes sense because there's so much detail and such a tall, big, like, realistic kind of character. And so it winds up looking really crappy in a small scale. And that sword is just despicable. I think that this is one of my highest level amiibos because I didn't always level them all up, but I think Pikachu, Ganondorf, and Bowser, for some reason, are some of my highest levels. The Ganondorf one is awesome. Like, this is super well detailed as far as the body and the clothes. Everything looks so damn good. The cape looks really good too. The only problem, yet again, because of the scale, is that awful, like, Lego face. Look at how ugly his face is. But, again, when you zoom out from afar, this figure looks really damn good. Either way, though, you know, just another one that kind of gets chalked up to it's too tall, too detailed for them to make it look any less awful. Getting down to our last few here, and it's going to get kind of random because these ones are all just kind of one-offs. Here is Olimar from Pikmin. Really cute. I like that the Pikmin are there with him. You know, there was another one I think they did where he's like getting lifted up. That was for the Let's Go Pikmin or something. I do like that his antenna is flexible. Cute though. I like the clear bubble helmet. Looks really cool. Looks just like Olimar. And yeah, I don't really have any complaints with this one other than Olimar sucks in Smash. Here's your boy with the bent sword, Marth. Look at that pitiful sword. That is so bad. And I love his awful, awful face. Look at that. Oh, so beautiful. This one's pretty terrible. I think this is one of the earlier ones where people were really giving them crap for the quality. And they were saying, like, the Japanese ones look so much better. I'm pretty sure they don't, actually. But either way, this was one of the ones that I got in that huge lot of other ones. This might even be a later pressing, because this one looks a lot better than I remember him actually looking. The clothes and all look great, but again, the scale makes him hideous. This one is actually really, really damn nice. This was one of the later ones they did in the series. And it's Ryu, or, yeah, Ryu? Ryu? No, it's Ryu. Now, this is Ryu from Street Fighter, and he looks really good. He has a lot of shading, lots of awesome details in the sculpting of his outfit. The muscles are super on point. Crazy enough, you can even see the lettering on his gloves, and even the lettering on his gi's belt. You can see the kanji on there almost perfectly. Super good, and look at the face. I mean, that looks just like Ryu to me. So, you know, this one's damn nice. This one is Toon Link, and it's super cute. And one of the things that I've always appreciated about this one is if you get really close, you can see quite a bit of texturing on his tunic, which I didn't really expect because it's Toon Link. He needed to just be cel-shaded and simple, and he is, but he looks fine. I don't have any problem with this amiibo. Super cute. The shield looks great. The sword is also not too bad at all. So yeah, gotta love Toon Link. Oh, I'm really feeling it. Everybody and their mom when Shulk got introduced to the game, and everybody quoting him. This is Shulk from Xenoblade Chronicles, also from Smash, of course, because he has a Smash base. But of course, this game's getting remade again, so get ready for that. This one's really nice. Very good details. A lot of awesome painted-in details, which is very surprising for a figure this small. The details are really clean, surprisingly. A lot of variation in color, which is great, and the sculpt is pretty darn nice. The face, of course, is pretty childish and bad, but again, at this scale, it's hard to get that kind of detail and then that kind of face, so I don't have any problem with this one, though. It's pretty damn nice. We're really getting down to it now, guys. We are down to our last few. I was pretty excited about this one because I love Mega Man, so of course I bought Mega Man. He looks good. The shading isn't really there, but they use this metallic to do all of his armor, which looks really cool. The Buster is a little sloppy with the yellow, but whatever. I mean, I don't really care. The face looks perfect almost for Mega Man. Really cute though. Nice little amiibo. So I don't have any problem with this one either. There's too many on the table now. This is our boy Captain Falcon. Yeah, Falcon kick. Show me your moves. It's, you know, it's Captain Falcon. I was surprised to see that they got the back of his jacket. This isn't a jacket. He wears like a racing suit. It's really hard to focus on this because there's so much in the background now, but that looks good. That looks really good, actually. He looks super cool. He's got that Space Ghost face going on. Really clean though. Lots of great sculpting here and even some light shading. I really don't have any problem with this one at all. This is a nice amiibo. The crest is even super clean on his helmet. Kind of looks like Judge Dredd. And I think this is the last one that I can find, and it's our girl, the one and only fan service Zero Suit Samus. This one's okay. I mean, the face is awful. Like, look how bad that face is. She looks stupid. But I mean, the body is, of course, what people care about with Zero Suit Samus. And this one's nice. It's got that metallic look to it again. I'm not really a big fan of Zero Suit Samus. I feel like that's kind of, you know, one of the big problems is how she's, like, off fan servicey now, and the series isn't really, like, what it used to be. That's a whole other rant for another time. They also gave her heels, which was like, Jesus Christmas. So, yeah, that's the last amiibo. And that's it, guys. That's my amiibo collection. I also have Ridley. I never opened him, and I don't know why I bought him. Because my new problem with amiibos is they went from being like $10 or $12. Now they're like $15. So getting 4 of them is the cost of buying like an actual game. And I'm sorry, but that's just way too expensive for me. I mean, of course, the construction's gotten better over time, but they don't do anything in the games. So it's like, who cares? The main reason I had most of these was for costumes in Mario Maker, and they didn't even bring that feature over to the new one, so I'm probably going to sell most of these. What do you guys think, though? Are amiibo cool? Do you like them? Why don't you drop a comment below, let me know. Like the video if you liked it. Sorry this one was kind of boring. I'm working on a bigger review, but it's going to take me time to get it done, so be ready for that whenever it comes out. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Have an amazing weekend, and keep on collecting.